Did you just buy your first dirt bike? Congratulations. Where do you ride it? Well, I just want to share a few places where you shouldn't and where you should be riding if you want to be legal and stay safe. If you live in a neighborhood, you might want to just go out and ride it on the street or the road. And while that can be okay if you're out in the middle of nowhere where no one really cares or you don't really have neighbors, that might be fine. But if you live in the city where there's houses all around, it's not legal to ride an off-road only dirt bike on the pavement. That's a really easy way to get your neighbors to call the cops on you and get your bike impounded, or if you're lucky, just get a warning. Well, what about the sidewalks? Bikes ride on sidewalks, right? Well, no. You have a motor, a gas engine. It's meant for riding off-road. Sidewalks are illegal. If you have an electric dirt bike, well, you might be able to get away with it as long as you're not going crazy and pushing people off the sidewalk. Although I'd still be concerned, and you should probably find a better place to ride it. Well, what about the ditches? If there's like grass or dirt in the ditches when going along the road, those might be legal for like snowmobiles in the winter here in Minnesota. But as far as I know here, it's not legal to ride in the ditches because that's private property. So if you don't have permission to ride on that property, you should not be riding there. Now, where should you ride then? Well, the best place to start out is in an open, flat area, preferably like a field or a big yard like we have right here. This is the safest place to start out because there's no trees or vehicles to hit, and when you have flat ground, it's easier to stay in control because you're not worried about hills or logs or anything like that. So if you don't have a yard big enough for riding and you don't need much room to learn and master the basic techniques, the ones that I cover in my backyard confidence method in my programs. But if you don't have any room at all, then I recommend trying to find a friend, someone that you know that does have some land. And if you don't even have that, well, I recommend searching on like Facebook groups, some local dirt bike groups, or maybe Thumper Talk, some good dirt biking forums, and asking if people have some private property that they're willing to let beginners use to learn how to safely ride. They're not obligated to let you ride there, but some people are kind enough to open up their property for beginners to get started riding with. You can also look around for local motocross parks or tracks. Sometimes they have like an open area or a parking lot or just some spot where beginners can learn how to ride without getting in the way of anyone else. I highly recommend staying away from the motocross track if you're just starting out. Anything with hills or jumps or obstacles, you're only asking for an accident to happen because while you're still trying to learn the basics of riding a dirt bike. And if you still can't find a place to ride, maybe you should just comment below where your location is and say that, hey, I'm here, I'm a new rider, looking for other people to ride with. Maybe we can, maybe we can get enough people watching this video to meet some new friends or offer some new places to ride. But before you go out and ride, you should watch this video on how to safely ride a dirt bike for the first time, where I break down the simple steps of all the basic controls, starting your bike, clutch, throttle, shifting, all that. I'm Kelly Fagan from MX Hideout. Ride safe, have fun.